Where's the money coming from? Who's funding this stuff?
This stuff?
Yeah. Because we have to stop this immediately. If you're saying I become president today, I need to know. Because that's the first thing I do. Shut it down.
Okay, so they give you an answer. You as a president, do you expose it to the public?
Yes.
Right away?
Immediately.
You're not afraid of the casualties?
In what regard?
Possible chaos?
No, the country needs to know who's against them. The people need to know who's against them.
Okay, let's say you get an answer, the enemy is within. You still expose it?
Yes.
Why do you think Epstein list is not being exposed yet?
I think they're hiding something a lot bigger. And I don't know what that is. It could be the child trafficking thing. It seems like that's the direction it goes a lot of the time. Trump went there. So, that kind of muddies the water a lot. Now, you could think of that in a few different ways here. You could think of that island as some child trafficking sex island that's just 24/7, right? Or you could think about it that those things only happened when Epstein was there and he had the stuff with him, the kids with him, or he had friends that had kids with him. And then sometimes he would say, hey, Apollo, you want to use my island for the weekend? It's all yours. And there's nothing there, just the caretakers and I would like to believe that's the case. Because rich people do things like that. Well,
That's not likely.
Not likely. But then that puts Trump in a pretty awkward spot.
But if he was on that list would be exposed a long time ago. They can't find shit on Trump. He's the Teflon Don. It doesn't stick.
So, why hasn't it been exposed? There's got to be a reason, just like the emails and everything else, that if it were you and me and we were getting served and the government was knocking down the door, they would be able to get all the stuff that they need. But for some reason, magically, nothing ever comes up when we're looking into these other things.
Just imagine if on that list you have, for instance, 100, 200 last names, musicians, world-known musicians, athletes, Hollywood actors. These are the persons that are supposed to be pedophiles. If you expose this list, how could regular people feel when they watch this actor for 20, 30, 40 years and he's a pedophile now for a few decades? And there are 200 names? That would cause chaos. All their idols would fall right away. This athlete, I've been looking up to this athlete. I wanted to be like this guy when I was a kid. And he's a pedophile?
It goes back to why are you idolizing people?
Bingo.
That's the easy answer for me. Now, as a kid, I idolized Tony Gwynn, right? You're a kid. You look up to people. You grow up. You can handle it. Release the list. Now, do you want to know something absolutely insane? And I encourage everyone that listens to look this up themselves. Where we were today, there's a piece of land out there. It's probably it's probably 50 acres, maybe more, around there. I don't remember. Are you ready? Guess who owns that? It's right where the border wall ends.
Who?
P. Diddy's head of security.
How do you know that?
Found it. There's a hunting app called OnX, and it shows you the owners of property. That's in one of my Instagram posts that we talked about. You saw I talked about one of the property owners. I had been wondering about this property for so long, and someone on my team started looking into it. He gave that land to his kid. He was actually on the news. I think it was Channel 7 here locally a few years ago. There's a little lake, a pond on the property. But what did P. Diddy potentially just get in trouble for? Trafficking? And then you're going to tell me that P. Diddy's head of security owns the land where the wall ends, where people could just walk around? I guess I won't speculate any further than that because it would just be speculation. I have no proof of anything. It seems very unusual to me.
But
He was also the last person in the room with Michael Jackson.
But it seems like people already forgot about P. Diddy. It was only 4 months ago, right?
Yeah, because
His houses were raided. Like, forget about it. Nothing's there. Nothing to see.
Mm-hmm. And what if
the guy's still not in the U.S. He's somewhere hiding in the Bahamas, somewhere.
So just none of this stuff is adding up, and it goes back to a lot of the people that people are idolizing, and people on that list. Yeah, I don't know if they aren't exposing it because it would cause chaos. I don't think that anybody cares about that.
Because they would expose their own last names.
Or the people they're hanging out with.
Yeah. This is my best friend, Billy. And Billy is a pedophile for 40 years.
You know, there's a comedian, Cat Williams, who would not touch that dude. And then there's videos of him and people going like, yeah, you know, they don't want to sit next to him. Maybe he's a little creepy. I don't know. But then you also have people that are partying with him and videos, and it would ruin their careers. So what's the country worth? One person's career? 20 people's careers?
Fuck those guys.
I don't care if it's all
if they molested the kids, they have to be hanged.
Yes.
Publicly.
Yes.
You believe in God, right?
Yes.
Do you think we as a humanity or we as a society, right? Do you think we're going to be judged on what's happening now, especially with the kids?
Absolutely.
We're screwed.
No. I don't think so. I'm doing something about it. Now, I get that people have jobs and they don't live here and they might not be able to help. There's other ways to help. There's other ways. It's very easy to forget about this stuff. Your listeners, some of them will forget about it a month from now, 6 months from now, a year from now. It'll still be going on. Yeah, it'll still be going on. If Trump wins, it doesn't matter who the next president is. It doesn't matter if they shut the border down and let no one across. This is still going to happen. And there's still 500,000 kids missing. So it's not going to stop. We need to do something about it. We may be judged about this whole issue, but do something about it. Maybe it's just voting correctly. Maybe that's it. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. But I'm very close to it, and I can't watch it happen, especially with 2 little kids.
Have you ever had a thought to back down?